Hey, it's Johnny, and it's time for your St. Joe Bears football preview with Brett Witkowski, and your preview brought to you all year long by our friends at Lazer Graphics. Give them the stuff they want from Lazer Graphics. Go to lazergraphics.com. That's laser with a Z. And Brett, the people that are listening may not see this, but I
Bad.
noticed you're wearing is it a reddish colored shirt? What's up with that?
It's a Ball State color.
Okay, there you go.
Honestly, it was next in the rotation, and I didn't even think about it. So,
And I was thinking it's
use
kind
it
of
as players need to use this as fuel.
like
I will not have this on tonight.
there you go. I was saying you're like the Trojan horse. Maybe you're like going into enemy territory with the red shirt to disguise yourself. But
Soften them up a little bit. Yeah.
yeah.
So I put my shirts in rotation. Just what it was. My
Well,
bad.
we,
Didn't
we
realize it until you turned the camera on.
well, we know you'll do a quick change before tonight's game,
Oh,
but
yeah.
Brett, this is the game that everybody looks forward to. They call it the War by the Shore, but I really call it the neighborly rivalry because we got two neighboring communities that these are always very competitive games, no matter what the record may be for St. Joe and Lakeshore. It's always a fun game to watch.
Yeah, and I think the other part is, it's a community game. You'll have a
Hmm.
lot more than just parents and band parents showing up to the game. And,
Sure.
I think the other part is after you graduate and move on in life, there's a few games that you do remember. And it's usually one of them is the Lakeshore game. And if you make the playoffs, that type of stuff.
Hmm.
So, it's supposed to be good weather, which should help. I anticipate St. Joe with being 4-0 right now, ranked fourth in the state, number one in power points, which means they played the toughest schedule in
Yeah.
the state of Michigan in Division III. They should bring a big crowd to Lakeshore tonight.
Yeah, and you probably even remember back when you played. You probably remember
Right.
some of those Lakeshore games. I mean, like you said, it's a very competitive game, and yeah, it's one you remember, and the community comes out for. So we know it's going to be a packed house. It's going to be a great game to watch. What do the Bears need to do to seal a victory?
Well, I think on offense, continue to run the ball as they have. We named, or I named the player of the week. Actually, the last week was the offensive line.
Mm,
And then Coach Pratley at the end of the season is either going to have an eat off or a 40-yard dash to see who actually gets the prize.
yeah,
So the way they've been blocking up front, they go 300 pounds, 285, 260. I think the small guy's 215.
wow,
And they can run. And it's not uncommon to see them when they're blocking well move as a unit in front of the offensive or the running backs. And the running backs with mainly Chapman and Halstead are smart. They know to follow them, not
hmm,
to run through them, but let them set up the wall, and
yeah,
then they can just roll with them. So we named them the players of the game. I think on defense, St. Joe's pitched two shutouts in a row, which is hard to do at this level. Um, they continue to have to fly to the ball. Cody and Schmidt and Lang in the defensive line and Johnson at the linebackers are playing lights out, I think, and getting tackles. They have a great team speed, but you can't afford turnovers, and that's probably been the one Achilles heel St. Joe has had. They had 9 in the first 3 games. I think they had 2 last week. A good team could take advantage of those. Lakeshore comes in struggling like they haven't in 40
mm,
years. But last week they started figuring out how to score. Hall, their quarterback, ended up setting school record for yards in a game, and he's a sophomore. He had a college visit I saw last week to Boston College.
mm,
Well, this week he's going to Michigan State, so he's getting a lot of attention, which is good and bad for a
sure,
team. Can isolate and then also can unite, but also can fuel the fire of your opponent too. I've seen that numerous times over the years. So, I St. Joe, I think, has to play St. Joe football, which is other than the first quarter against Niles, they have come out and established the ground game and the line of scrimmage early. And then you throw in how Crossman's been throwing the ball. I'm telling you what, that kid he's got a rocket.
yeah,
And if he was a junior going into the senior year, he'd probably pick up a lot of recruiting. I'm not sure how it's going for him right now. But the kid can. I mean, I've seen him throw off his back foot on a dime a 35-yard bullet, which is a lot of players need to get their body going forward to get that type of pass. And St. Joe can run down and out patterns to the sidelines at high school, which a lot of high school coaches are afraid to run because they're pick sixes for the other side.
Right.
And that's what St. Joe last week, they had 2 pick sixes. Sicarelli sat back there. He read that pass phenomenal, just stepped right in front and went all the way for a pick six for the Bears.
Yeah, and that's the key. And I've talked with Al Pashoka about this as well, about the key to the line, right? On the offense and defensive line, that's where you're going to win the game. Yeah. And he even said, he's like, their quarterback, Lakeshore's quarterback, if he has time, he can get the ball out there and throw pretty well. But that's the key thing, is he needs the time. And I think on St. Joe is that the protection up front is helping the passing game and the run game.
Yeah. I've only seen St. Joe's Crossman, the quarterback, get rushed one time all season.
Wow.
And then on defense, St. Joe's D-line has been playing lights out. They rotate about 7 different players in there. And they haven't blitzed much. And if St. Joe's decides to blitz, they got the corners with the speed that can match up man-to-man, maybe one coverage over.
Sure.
A lot of teams can't afford to blitz because they're afraid they'll get beat on the perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I'll see what Lakeshore comes out with, against Portage Central. They did an onside kick and recovered it to try to score, to generate something. If you're Lakeshore, you need to have a good first quarter.
Yep.
If you're St. Joe, you want a really good first quarter on the road, and try to take over early. But for St. Joe to shut someone out 3 weeks in a row would be pretty remarkable. And they know Lakeshore is going to give them their best shot. And all they have to do is look at last year's score.
Mm-hmm.
I think last year's score regular season was 35-0, 35-3. And then you come playoffs and Lakeshore won 2015 or 15-13, something like that. What's interesting, and this is, I think, be the 70-some plus matchup between two. Lakeshore leads by a couple wins in the series, but each have scored exactly 1,241 points.
Yeah, I was hearing that stat earlier, and I was like, wow. So that's when this is always a fun game to show up to and listen to. And I encourage you to, even if you're at the game, to put the earbuds in and listen to the game as well, because 2 great broadcasts going to be happening on 2 different stations. So the Lakeshore side and the St. Joe side, you'll be able to hear. So even do 2 different earbuds maybe and listen to.
Well, the nice thing if you listen to us or Al and Mel is, if you're listening to the radio, you're going to hear it live.
Yeah.
Right? When there's a pass, we'll say pass.
Yep.
If you want to go internet stuff, you might catch up 4 plays later.
Yeah, exactly. So listen and enjoy the game. And I know you'll enjoy it as well, because you look forward to this game every single year. So 6:30 for the pregame, and you can hear it on the radio, you can hear it on the app, and you can hear it at WSJM.com. But Bret,
biggest thing I got to hope for is, Mama Graziano got us those cookies.
Yeah.
And at the end, I still had like 4 left. At the end of the game, Dave Wolf and I did the wrap up on Facebook Live and Yahoo. I come back, they took my cookies.
Somebody took your cookies at Go Lake?
Oh, I'm still a little peeved. I'm actually a lot peeved.
We're going to have to get our investigative reporters on that and see if we can find those cookies. I'm sure they're gone now, but I'm sure there's.
I'm sure they're gone.
We'll follow the trail of crumbs. Bret,
I need to bring some milk with me to these games.
Sounds like a great idea. All right, sir. Well, we'll look forward to hearing you later on tonight.
You got it. Thanks. I'll change my shirt, I promise.
Good job. Your preview for St. Joe Bears football is brought to you by our friends at Lazer Graphics. Give them the stuff they want from Lazer Graphics. Go to lazergraphics.com, and maybe we can get Bret a good, nice St. Joe shirt. Get him ready for the game tonight.
I need it. Well, I've got a couple. They're in my rotation for later on.
Well,
I don't know what I was thinking. This is like one time a Lakeshore basketball coach showed up like with a blue tie for the St. Joe Lakeshore. He never heard that. It was just all
right. Well, we'll make sure we get you in the right fit. But all right, man. We'll have a great game tonight.
Yep. Take care.